We are in the sky.
You're a sky, 'cause you're a sky full of stars.
Sky FM.
You are listening to the
885.
People's Radio. Good morning to you. This is Sky FM, the People's Radio. 10:24 is the time, and I do have Vincent Claudius in the studio today, and we get to talk about new music and what he's been up to from the last time we had a conversation. Hi, Vincent. How are you?
Hi, it's good to catch up after some time. How many years has it been?
It's been like 2 years.
2 years,
yeah. You've been well?
I've been well. It's good to see you, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too. So you are brand new as Mr. Valentine because you are the ladies' man and constantly giving us the music that the ladies so much love.
Everybody was asking me, "Oh, where are you going to be performing?" I'm like, "Why is everybody assuming that I'm going to be performing?"
See,
today?
you are Mr. Valentine.
Right. I received the title. I don't.
But you did mention in our conversation that you are going to be somewhere.
I am. I have a private performance later in the evening. It's a dinner. It's basically a dinner performance.
Okay, so there we go. So you do have something going on Valentine's Day.
I always have to. Besides, try to put out new music every time.
Speaking of new music, you do have a brand new song.
Yes, I do. I have a new song.
Do tell us about your brand new song.
Yeah, so the song is titled "Better Than Your Ex." It's more so Afrobeat, Z beat, a little bit of a little mix of both good worlds, and also a little teeny tiny bit of R&B, because I always do that. So
of course, would be very disappointed if that wasn't added in the mix.
Right? Yeah.
All right, but are you working also on an album, an EP, anything?
Right now, I'm not working on a full body of work, but I feel like because I'm transitioning into a new phase of my music, that's the likelihood is quite high at this point.
Okay, transitioning into a new phase of the music. Please do I highlight.
Okay, so I mean, if you listen to an earlier part of my catalog, maybe from the past 2 years, maybe even 3-4 years, the music has been changing, evolving slowly. Just basically becoming a bit more Afro beats and quick, faster tempo. So the sonics have completely changed, and that could lead into a new body of work.
Okay. What brought about this change?
Well, you people love to dance.
Obviously.
For starters, y'all love to dance. So I think that encouraged. If you see, I put out a visualizer on my TikTok and my short form content, not a whole visualizer. On my TikTok and my Facebook, which is basically me dancing with two guys, and everybody's shocked, like, "Oh, Vincent, you can dance! Vincent, you can dance!" I'm like, I know y'all love to dance, so I might as well just join you guys in the bandwagon. But yeah, I'm excited about the new sonics, because it's also just me exploring another side of me that I think has been shoved down and under the bus for quite a while. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about this.
All right. Are we looking at collaborations with different artists that are into the similar type of music that you are evolving into now?
Well, yes. I mean, I love to collaborate. But yeah, of course, if I'm going to collaborate, the artist always has to fit the sonics of the songs. So I'm always very meticulous about who I put on my songs, and what producers I work with and whatnot. So yeah, definitely, for as long as it fits well, ties in well with the music itself.
All right. Now, speaking of, maybe just still on the topic of the change in the type of music that you are bringing into, how does that affect your fans? Like, how does it look like in terms of carrying over the fan base that because you've created like a very loyal fan base that absolutely loves the music that you have been doing. So how do you think, is that going to affect your fan base in any way? Do you think that it's going to be received? Have you been slowly transitioning and just carrying them along, or?
Yeah, well, it's been a gradual process.
Yeah.
Because even when you listen to songs like Milo is not like the typical Vincent Claudius song from maybe the past 5 years. You know what I mean? So even that was like me transitioning regardless. So I feel like people have been loving the change over time. And it's not like I'm abandoning, a genre or whatever. It's more so just expanding the sound a bit more. So yeah, I mean, I have a fan base that is musical, has a musical ear. I've noticed that. Just because I've noticed also that a lot of people that follow me are also singers and rappers and whatnot and producers. So the playmakers are part of my fan base, which is something I find quite exciting actually, because I'm not limited as to I can only sing, or dumb it down to, you know what I mean, for people to tap in. So yeah, I mean it's been exciting also just because of that aspect. So yeah, I don't think we're losing anybody as we move forward. I feel like everybody's also as excited as I move into new phases of my music career.
Okay, so Better Than Your Ex, your brand new song.
Yeah.
Walk us through the creative process of that. How did we get here?
Fun fact, you're like specifically this song, people are intrigued at the creative process because it's like, how do you even come up with, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How you start. So yeah, for me the creative process is usually the same. I'm a music lover, so that means the music inspires the creative process. When I say the music, I'm talking about the instrumental, the chord progression, the percussion, you know what I mean? So basically, it all starts with a good instrumental for me, and then that kind of just tells me where next to go. And more often than not, I obey what the music tells me to do. So yeah, that's basically where this song stemmed from. I played the instrumental. I received the instrumental, I played it, and it took me to talking about a relationship that's better than a previous one. Yeah, so that's how we ended up here.
Okay, do you ever get into a situation where you have like a creative block? Like where you just like, I'm not sure what I'm going to do next after what I've done, especially if you look at the success of, like maybe a previous song and whatnot. So you have to think about, okay, what is next for me? Do you get to a point where it's like, I can't come up with a good idea. Right. Can I call somebody? Can we bounce off ideas with this person? Yeah.
Sometimes so my thing is, if you feel like you have a creative block, it's time to step out of the studio. It's just like, you need to leave more and experience life more and listen to music more, like just consume
okay,
and feel inspired enough to create. I feel like it shouldn't be a hustle to have to create, you know what I mean? So when I feel like I'm not inspired enough, I'm not even gonna force it at this point. I mean, back in the day, I would like maybe try and pull out 1 or 2 songs when I'm in the studio, even when I feel like I'm not inspired enough. But nowadays I feel like, man, if I'm not in that space, I'm wasting my time. So yeah, I've had times when I don't feel inspired, because I'm rephrasing, because I feel like it's more so an inspiration thing for me. So yeah, if I don't feel inspired enough, then I don't create.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's your ideal state of mind? We've seen artists all over the globe, when they're in the studio, they've got particular rituals that they do, and I don't mean this in a bad way.
No, I hear you.
They've got particular rituals,
not like in a spiritual way.
Not like a spiritual way. No.
Right.
No. Some of them like to have a drink. Some of them like to have maybe their loved one in the studio. Like that kind of just stimulates their brain or something.
Yeah.
But like, what's your ideal state of mind when you're creating, when you're in the studio, when you're in your zone doing your thing?
No, it makes it easier for me usually when I have a free mind, when I'm not thinking about too much. I'm growing older and the older I grow, of course, life is happening a lot faster and more, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for me, I have to be in a place where I'm not panicking about this or work or that, you know what I mean? And when I'm with good friends, it's good vibes in the studio. It makes it a lot easier also, just because, when you're creating and you've got other creatives in the space, it's easier to, like you say, bounce ideas off each other, and it takes you into a space where you don't have to think too hard, like, I can throw this idea to you and you throw one idea to me, and before you realize the song is done. So so yeah, it makes it easier when I'm in such a setting. But more often than not, it's more so just me. It's actually one of the reasons I relocated out of Lusaka.
Okay.
I just need, I need my quiet, my silence, my quiet time, and my solitude for me to create. It makes it easier, really. Yeah.
Okay, so for you, your environment does affect
Yes.
how you do your work. Okay, I
does.
see. So do in that same line, do you have like a strict plan that you follow when you before you actually even get into the studio? Say, okay, so we've talked about your state of mind in the studio, but then is there a plan that you actually follow before you get into the studio to say, okay, so I'm gonna do this and that, and write it down?
No, it's usually just finding, because like I said earlier, it all starts with the music for me. I have to have a few instrumentals that I can play, and whichever inspires me the most is what I'm gonna go with. So I feel like that's the biggest part of the process for me. You know, if the music is right, everything just falls in place afterwards.
All right.
Yeah.
And how do you know that a piece of work is finally finished? Like it's done.
Yeah.
Done. We can put this out, and the people are going to appreciate it.
Nowadays, I don't try to overthink that. You know, when I was younger, it had to be like, oh, marketable or this or that. But now it's just like, man, if I'm vibing with it, like it will fall to the right ears, and I'm okay with that. If it's 3-4 ears, fine. Let's give it to those 3-4 people. But yeah, I have a small team. I don't have a very big team.
Okay.
I have a few people that I trust. You know, I play my songs for those few people sometimes before I put out new music. But even without having to go through that, I just feel like when when people say that phrase is correct, and also just when it comes to music itself as a whole. So yeah, that's one thing I would say about that.
Okay. Well, so far, even from the time that we had a conversation and from the works that you have done, what has been the biggest challenge, both in the Zambian music industry as well as how we receive music as the listeners of the music?
Yeah. I mean, for starters, first of all, I'll give credit to the Zambian music industry because it's grown. I mean, compared to maybe 4 years ago, you know, after the phase of KMP and Nexus Music, I feel like the Zambian music industry will never be the same, really.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot has perspectives more than anything have changed because now people realize that they can create whole careers out of this. You know, also just because it's integrating very well with social media personality, that space basically. You know what I mean? Like content creators and
Yeah.
you know, I feel like it's all merging together. We recently had that the football match between comedians and musicians. You know what I mean? That just goes to show that
And the turnout was absolutely
exactly
fantastic, yeah.
exactly. So that just goes to show that the industry has really grown and people are starting to have a different outlook towards the trajectory of what's going to happen in the coming years. So, but yeah, a lot has changed even just for me. My fan base is, of course has grown compared to last time. And it's always growing, and shout out to the fans, man. Shout out to everybody that's always listening. You guys keep me going. An independent artist like me, more than anything, your support means everything. So yeah, a lot has changed, and it will continue to. And I feel like the future looks good so far.
Okay.
Yeah.
Being an independent artist, how do you work around pricing for your work?
Right.
Because I think we've seen people, you know, come online and talk about how much they charge, you
Yeah.
know, for their work and how they get to charging for their work. So you being an independent artist, what exactly do you put into consideration before you even give somebody a quotation?
A rate card or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah. I mean, I have a standard rate card for starters. It's been the same rate card for like maybe 4 years now.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I should probably push it up.
Oh yeah.
But I think I've kept it that way because a lot of people, we're still at getting people to realize the value of art. You know, so until we get to that point, I just feel like I'm more so laid back about being too pricey or whatever. You know what I mean? It's more so let's just have a good time, and I'm not gonna sell myself short, but I'm not gonna sell myself too expensive either,
Okay.
because I'm trying to make myself accessible also to a wide demographic of people. So yeah, I mean, I'm not too dollar focused. That's what I always put it as.
Okay.
Yeah. Also maybe just because I feel like I'm still in my early years of commercializing my brand.
Okay.
So I can't be, you know, too out of reach for a lot of people.
All right.
Yeah.
You mentioned that with the slow transition that you've been making in your journey, you will be working on a different body of work sometime.
Yeah.
Yeah. But with that being said, do you have like a dream body of work? What would constitute the perfect body of work with looking at where you started
Yeah.
and where you are now, and obviously where you are going in your
go.
journey? Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like my debut album did that for me.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, you ever okay, fine. Here, I know it's your interview. Do you have that one thing that you say that, oh, if I do this I can die?
Yeah.
What is it? for you?
For me, it's working outside of the country.
Okay.
Doing this from outside of the
Yeah.
country.
When I think of my catalog, sometimes I think of it that way. Like if I put out this quality of content, I'm okay with never putting out music. You know, and for me that becomes the benchmark. So when I put out that album, I feel like I've never been prouder of a body of work. It's a 12-track album. It features songs like Milo, Bad Memory, the song you just played, and a number of other classics. I mean, I grew up on classics, so every time I put out a song that I know for sure is a classic, it excites me. So imagine putting 12 of those in a body of work and calling that an album. So yeah, I feel like I've already done that, and I will continue to do that with whatever body of work I put out, because I take my work very seriously. So every time I put out a song or a single or a body of work, I'm 100% confident. But at this moment in time, I think the album I just mentioned, First Love, is what comes to mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in the future, with your future projects, do you see collaborations with, let's see, the regular names that everybody else is accustomed to?
Yeah, I mean, of course. I did a song with Macky too.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, and it did quite well and has continued to. I feel like it's the second biggest song of my catalog after Milo. But yeah, I'm always excited once again to work with people and collaborate. I just did a feature on a guy's song from South Africa. You know, in the past year I've done collaborations with people from Mozambique, you know, Malawi, Zimbabwe. And yeah, I mean, for me, the nest is casted wide, and I prefer it to stay that way. So I don't like to put a cap onto who I'm gonna work with, and who. And it's not like it's not the biggest name for me. It's like who makes the perfect feature for this song for me. You know,
Okay.
if that makes sense. You know, yeah.
All right. So who has been your favorite person to work with in the past?
Macky too, I think, because
He looks like a fun person.
Yeah, he also just makes it very easy for you to work with him. You know, like a lot of people are, when they get to a certain caliber in the industry, they become almost, like I say, they become unreachable. You know what I mean? Inaccessible. I hope to never become that person, because I feel like we're just making art, and at the end of that, like at the core of everything we're doing what we love. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
And we're just making art. So yeah, I mean, the business aspect comes in, but people who make it easier for me to work with are my favorite people. And right now, the person who comes to mind is Macky too.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. But any future names of who you would be excited to work with outside of this country, outside of the regular people that we have around us?
Yeah. I mean, before I even go outside, just locally, first of all, I think it would be nice to work on a song with Mordecai. Mordecai was supposed to be, I reached out to him before I reached out to anybody, the song Milo.
Okay.
But yeah, so and he turned out to love the song a lot, but he learned about it later because it was around the time he dropped Fire. So
I see.
Yeah, so we both kind of took off around the same time, and everybody is living their own lives. But yeah, I feel like he's a brilliant artist. Shout out to Rooster, shout out to the new wave. Let me just put that out there, you know what I mean? Shout out to Frank Crow, shout out to JC Kalings. But yeah, I mean, I love to work with J Cash also, because it makes it easier for me. Well, because we have a pre-existing relationship outside of the music.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, I also just love him as an artist, because I feel like he's a brilliant artist. I did a song also last year with Dismo. I look forward to working with him more in the future. But yeah, I mean, outside of the country, man, sometimes it's hard to wish, because like, oh, that's inaccessible. Like, you're shooting for the stars at this point. But yeah, Neo, of course, I love Neo. You know, he inspired my sound, you know, to a great extent. So hopefully in the near future, or even in the further future, you know, that becomes a reality. You know, people like, let's see, I love Oxlade from Nigeria.
Nigeria.
Yeah. Oxlade, I'm a huge fan of Oxlade. Female artists, I love Tiwa Savage. I was looking at an interview, and she I think turned 40 or 45 or something like that.
Somewhere there.
Yeah, and she was talking about I'm just getting started. I'm like, I love that energy. I hope to tap into that level of energy.
Hey man, we once said life begins at 40 when Zambia
True.
turned 40, so she's not far off.
Right, and she's very beautiful.
She
so.
is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, I mean the industry loves beautiful faces, and yeah. So I mean, she's somebody I've always looked up to, and also, well, apart from her, let's see, South African artists. Who do I want to be like meaningful as I mention these words, not just mention words, names before the sake of it. But people like Touchline, you know, I listen to a lot of like underground, like not so mainstream music. You know what I mean? It's mainstream, but like not so mainstream. I bet that's also kind of why my music is not as mainstream at this point, because the music I listen to, I mean, most of the artists I listen to are not so popular as well. So yeah, I mean, people like Touchline, yeah, Aries, you know, yeah. So I mean, right now, those are the names that come to mind.
Okay, that's absolutely fantastic, because usually the not so popular artists are the ones that give us the best music.
True.
That I can attest to that. Like the kind of songs that I listen to outside of here, it's like, oh, who's that? Oh, who's that? So
yeah, because I think also just because it becomes tailored, like
right.
the music becomes more tailored to a certain audience, as opposed to like, because when you're very mainstream, you have to cater to everyone, you know,
and usually your fans become entitled to, like, they want to listen to almost the same type of thing over and over. So yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I was just basically agreeing with what you're saying. Yeah.
All right. Before I let you go, maybe you can tell us what is your best, what's the best advice that you have received so far in your journey?
Advice.
It could be from a fellow artist. It could be from parents. It could be from friends. But what is something that somebody said that actually stuck with you, that has been sticking with you?
Right. Well, the most powerful piece of advice, generally speaking, is probably unrelated to anything we've spoken about today and what people would expect to hear. But because the question is generic, I'll answer it in that sense as well. Well, my dad once told me, you don't mess with three things of anybody: their wife, their money, and their business.
Okay.
Their source of income, basically. Okay. So that always sticks with me wherever I go. So as I go around, I respect people's wives. I respect, you know what I mean? I respect people's finances and, you know, their source of income. So it keeps me grounded.
Okay. Yeah. All right. And what is your advice to, the underground artists, the ones that are not so mainstream?
Right. Just keep going, man. Like, at the end of the day, we do this because we love it, you know. That's how we start. Like, all of us started this way. I feel like that's the most unique part of the creative industry. Before anything, we're inspired, you know. It's not for monetary gain or whatever. As we start, you know, it becomes that over time. But when you love what you do, eventually I feel like things do start to fall in place over time.
And we'll get into your new song. It's brand new, premiering right here on Sky FM, the People's Radio. And we hope to have more conversations with you in the future.
Yeah, I hope to have more conversations with you because you're a great conversationalist. So.
Oh, thank you so much.
No, I genuinely mean that. I don't just say that because I love conversation. It's my love language. So yeah. So shout out to you also, and shout out to Sky FM.
All right, thank you very much. So here is music by Vincent Claudius. It's a record entitled Better Than Your Ex. I hope you're having a wonderful Valentine's, and hey, I hope you're better than somebody's ex. Here is music by Vincent.